National anthem, and the Mets home against the Pittsburgh Pirates for the start of a three-game series. The umpires for the game tonight behind home plate, John Kibler, the umpire at first base, Dick Stello, Jerry Dale, the umpire at second, and Shag Crawford, the crew chief, the umpire at third. As Bob Murphy pointed out, the wind is going to be a factor here tonight. It's blowing very strongly at Shea Stadium, and at the moment, the center field flagpole indicates the wind is blowing straight in from left field. So it's Tom Seaver on the mound against the Pittsburgh Pirates. John Candelaria, a newcomer to the Pirates and to the National League, going for Pittsburgh. We have a large crowd on hand here, and of course, due to the traffic and the late arrivals, there are a lot of people outside of the ballpark trying to get in. Mets back for a 15-game homestand. Tomorrow they're going to be pitching John Matlack. John, with a record of 8-5, will be opposed by right-hander Bruce Keeson. He's won 7 and lost 2. Sunday, Randy Tate in the mound. Randy with a record of 2-5. And it will be either Doc Ellis or Sam McDowell going for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mets start their action 3.5 games back of the Pirates in a tie with Philadelphia. Actually, they are about 2 percentage points ahead of the Phillies in second place. And the Cubs are 5.5 games back in fourth. St. Louis 8 games out, and Montreal 8.5. In the Western Division, Cincinnati leading the Dodgers by 2, San Francisco by 8, San Diego by 9.5, Atlanta by 12, and Houston by 17.5 games. And now we're set to go, and here for the play-by-play, Bob Murphy.
Thank you very much, Ralph, and hi, everybody. Tom Seaver into his windup, and the pitch to Rennie Stennett, the Pirate leadoff batter, on a line drive base hit to right field. First pitch of the game, a curveball, and Stennett singles to right field. Stennett batting at .263. The Pirates have been red hot with their bats. They've been hitting over .300 as a team for the last 2 weeks. Now the hitter is Richie Hebner, batting at .301. Hebner has 7 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Left-hand hitter, Richie Hebner. Tom Seaver with a record of 10 wins and 4 losses. Tom has won his last 5. They have all been complete games. And he has the lowest ERA among the National League starters. Here's the pitch on the way. Foul back, strike 1. Tonight it's Tom Seaver against a tall rookie out of LaSalle High in New York, John Candelaria. Breeze blowing very hard from left field toward right. Anything hit in the air to right field will be blown toward the foul line. And the pitch by Seaver, swing and a foul, straight back, and a 2-strike count. Al Oliver is the on-deck batter, and then Willie Stargell. The Pirates have won 9 of 11. Seaver with a 2-strike count delivers to Hebner, high inside, 1 ball and no strikes. John Stearns behind the plate. He caught Tom Seaver in Seaver's last start when he shut out San Diego last Sunday. Dave Kingman is playing first, Felix Millan at second, Mike Phillips at short, and Joe Torre at third. Leon Jones in the lineup tonight playing left field. Del Unser in center, and Rusty Staub is around at right. And the pitch on the way. Ground ball hit hard to second base. Beyond to Phillips, 1, not a first. Double play. 4-6-3. Hebner hitting into a fast double play. Millan to Phillips to Dave Kingman. That is the 64th double play made by New York. Now the hitter is Al Oliver. That's playing their 60th game of the year tonight. And the pitch down to Al Oliver, inside and low. It is ball 1. Tom Seaver winding. In comes the pitch to Al Oliver, the left-handed batting center fielder. And he takes inside and low ball 2-0. Oliver hitting .273 with 6 home runs and 29 runs batted in. He's a very hard out. The 2-0 delivery hit foul behind third and back up into a big crowd gathering here at Shea Stadium. Crowd tonight will be in the neighborhood of 40,000. Mets and Pirates play again tomorrow afternoon at 2:15 and on Sunday afternoon at 2:05. John Matlack tomorrow and Randy Tate on Sunday. Pitching 2-1. Fouled down the left field line and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs and nobody on. We're just underway here at Shea Stadium. Let's start the evening trailing the Pittsburgh Pirates by 3.5 games. Now John Stearns setting up the target. Seaver into his motion, delivers. At a curve, barely got a piece of it, a foul ball. Count remains at 2-2 on Al Oliver. I believe it was 1969 that Tom Seaver put together a 10-game winning streak. Here tonight, Tom is trying to make it 6 in a row. There are only 2 11-game winners in the majors right now, Andy Messersmith and Jim Palmer. The 2-2 delivery, low inside, ball 3. Full count, 3-2. Willie Stargell is the on-deck hitter. The infield around to right. Here's the pitch on the way. Ground ball hit toward the hole. Kingman is up with it. Seaver will cover. In time, side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left on. In the middle of the first inning now at Shea Stadium, the Pittsburgh Pirates nothing, and the New York Mets are coming to bat. The Mets are back from an 11-game road trip. They visited California. They were in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego. And then they flew back to Montreal to wind up the trip. They won 6 and lost 5, and now they're home for the next 15 games. The Mets and Pirates tomorrow afternoon and Sunday afternoon. The St. Louis Cardinals in town, and it will be a doubleheader Monday evening at 5:35. Night games Tuesday night and Wednesday night. Next Thursday, the Mets will have a day off. Then the big Old Timers weekend, starting with Philadelphia Friday night. Old Timers Day next Saturday afternoon, the 28th of June, 1 week from tomorrow. The Old Timers will start taking batting practice at 12:50. They will be introduced to the crowd at 1:30. Then they will have the Old Timers game. Then Sunday, after Old Timers Day, Sunday the 29th, the Mets and Phillies in a doubleheader. Phillies leave town and the Cubs come in with 3 night games and a day game. The Pirate pitcher here tonight is John Candelaria. He is only 21 years old. He stands 6'7", makes his home in Bradenton, Florida, but he was a great high school player right here in New York in LaSalle High, both baseball and basketball. He was 7-1 with the Charleston Charlies when Candelaria was brought up, when Ken Brett went on the disabled list. Del Unser leading off, and a ground ball bounced to shortstop. Tavares grabs it, throws to Stargell, 1 down. Unser hitting the first pitch, bounces to short. This young man has been in the minor leagues 2.5 years and has been a winner from the very beginning. 1 out and nobody on. Candelaria, since coming up to the Pirates, has won none and lost 1. He has started 2 ball games, and he has pitched well. His first year out in Class A ball at Charleston, South Carolina, he was 10-2. Then last year at Salem, Virginia, in A ball, he was 11-8. Moved up to AAA at the end of the year, and then in AAA this year, he was 7-1. He's done a great deal in a very short period of time. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball, a strike call. Now a swing and a miss by Felix Millan, and the count strike two. John Candelaria accepted an invitation to play with the Puerto Rican basketball team of the '72 Olympics. He has that kind of talent. His parents are from Puerto Rico. The two-strike delivery off the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Very rare you see a pitcher as tall as Candelaria. He is 6'7". Ed Halicki of the Giants is also 6'7". Hit foul down the left field line over toward the crowd. No play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gene Conley was both a pro basketball player and major league pitcher, and he was 6'8". Dave DeBuscher, now president of the ABA, at one time pitched in the major leagues. Dave about 6'7". The 1-2 delivery. Ground ball hit toward the hole. Hebner will cut it off. He strides, throws to Stargell, 2 down. And Candelaria getting off to a good start in front of this big crowd in New York. Pirates have been a very hot ball club. They have won 9 of their last 11. And Cleon Jones coming up. Cleon batting .370. Yogi had planned to play Cleon in the game last night in Montreal, but a very hard rain shower hit prior to the game made the field wet and slippery, and he took him out because of the sore knee. Cleon running probably about 75%. Here's the pitch on the way, and a drive hit down the right field line. Parker running hard, and he makes the catch. Dave Parker, the Pirate right fielder, he's 6'6", and he runs like the wind, and he caught that ball near the line. Jones hit it hard. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. So, at the end of 1 inning, as the big weekend gets underway, the New York Mets nothing, and the Pittsburgh Pirates nothing.
Telling you that thousands of people have discovered the greatest way to save money on furniture, TV, appliances, and carpeting is the Dumart way, which gives you everyday low prices plus extra savings if you take your purchases home with you. For example, we have a comfortable Kraler swivel rocker with a Herculon plaid cover. The regular price is $189.95, but you can take it home for just $152.83 and save $37.12. That's the Dumart way to save money at Duras Brothers on the Johnstown Fonda Road. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights till 9. Be smart. Buy Dumart.
This is Roger Miller, and I want you all to know that the federal minimum wage is $2.10. That's $2.10 an hour for most workers. If you want more information about this new minimum wage, check the U.S. Labor Department's wage hour office in your area. Remember, someone cares about you.
Well, here's one of those classic matchups. Don Seaver pitching to Willie Stargell. Stargell hitting .282 with 11 home runs. They put the shift on. Had a swing, had a foul tip, strike one. Stargell has 11 homers and 38 runs batted in. He just never seems to slow up. Since he's leading off the inning, Mike Phillips moves over on the right side of the infield. 3 infielders on the right side of the diamond. And the pitch by Seaver. Curve drops in low, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 delivery, a curve, a strike called on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tom Seaver, lifetime against the Pirates, is 17-9. But at one time against Pittsburgh, Tom was 17-5. The Pirates have beaten Seaver 4 in a row. Rather strong breeze blowing from left across to right. Pitching 1 and 2. And a drive hit toward left center field. Running hard as Unser. The ball may drop in, and it does. A base hit. Now the ball gets by. Jones goes back to pick it up, and Stargell goes into second base. He hit that one off the end of the bat. It was a dunker. The ball was hit off the end of the bat by Stargell, and it was hit to shallow left center field. Unser, after a very long run, could not reach it. The ball then got by. Unser and Cleon Jones had to back it up. So that has scored a two-base hit for Willie Stargell, and it brings up Dave Parker. Parker having quite a year. He's hitting .327 with 10 home runs and 37 runs batted in. You have to play Stargell deep because of that great power. At that time, he hit one off the end of the bat and dropped it into short left center. And the pitch by Tom Seaver, foul ball behind third, out of play. Willie Stargell on second and nobody out. We're in the top of the second inning. Dave Parker hitting .327. Parker almost leading the Pirates in hitting. Manny Sanguillen, the leader, batting .332. Now the pitch by Tom Seaver. Fastball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Dave Parker standing well back from the plate. Parker is 6'6", and he, like Kingman, he runs very, very well. He's one of the rising young stars in baseball. Tom Seaver checks the runner. Here's the pitch, high and away. 2 balls and a strike on Dave Parker. Richie Zisk is the on-deck hitter. Behind Zisk, Manny Sanguillen. Now the pitch on the way. Curve, swung and missed. Pirates are a predominantly right-handed hitting ball club. Their left-hand hitters are Hebner, Oliver, and Dave Parker. Stennett, the leadoff hitter, bats right. And, of course, we overlook Stargell, so actually they're a well-balanced hitting ball club. The 2-2 delivery, straight 3, fastball on the inside corner. Seaver got that one just where he wanted it. First strikeout for Tom Seaver, and Richie Zisk is the batter. Zisk is hitting .251, 4 homers, and 20 runs batted in. Tom Seaver looking into Stearns now to get his sign. No score, top of the second here at Shea, and a big crowd on hand. Kick of the leg, around comes the arm, curve, a swing and a miss, strike 1. All single games in the major leagues, all under the lights. Montreal, a hot ball club right now. They've won 8 of their last 9. They move into Philadelphia. Steve Rinko against Tom Underwood, and the Expos have a 1-0 lead after 1 inning. The Cubs will be in St. Louis tonight. Now Seaver checks the runner, Stargell at second, and a foul ball back over the screen, strike 2. It is raining in Atlanta. The Giants and the Braves are playing. Jim Barr pitching for the Giants and Phil Niekro for Atlanta. And in the very first inning of the game, it is being delayed because of rain. With Don Gullett now on the disabled list, Tom Carroll has been brought up by Cincinnati. He starts tonight in the Astrodome against Doug Kadesny. The Dodgers, who won 4 in a row, are in San Diego. Seaver, a 2-strike count on Zisk. Here's the pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat, coming back up into the mezzanine. In the American League, the Yankees are in Detroit tonight. That will be Rudy May against Vern Rule. The Yankees did not score in the first. At Cleveland, Bobby Darwin hit a 2-run homer for Milwaukee. The Brewers lead the Indians 2-0 at the end of 3. Jim Slayton and Rorik Harrison are the pitchers. Boston at Baltimore, no score in the fourth. Bill Lee and Mike Torres. 2 winners there. Lee has won 9 and Torres has won 7. Now Seaver, concentrating on the hitter, delivers. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Minnesota at Chicago, Kansas City at Oakland, and Texas at California, rounding out the American League action. Right here, Willie Stargell on second and 1 man away. The 1-2 pitch to Zisk, high inside, 2-2. Manny Sanguillen is the on-deck batter. Pirates have 4 in their starting lineup with 60 hits or more already. Now the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Seaver gets this with a letter-high fastball. 2 outs, another tough hitter coming up, Manny Sanguillen. Sanguillen leading the Pirates in batting. He's hitting .332. 3 home runs and 28 runs batted in. And with Frank Tavares, the on-deck batter, Tom Seaver will not be giving Sanguillen anything good to hit if he can help it. Sanguillen is kind of a bad ball hitter. He'll hit anything. If Seaver desires, he can pitch around Sanguillen. Now Tom Seaver comes to the set position. Delivers. Fastball inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Beautiful evening to open a 15-game homestand at Shea. Afternoon games with the Pirates tomorrow and Sunday. We're in the second with no score. Stargell is on second base, 2 men away. Sanguillen waiting. He's crowded. It's way inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And now they will intentionally walk Sanguillen and place their emphasis on the shortstop, Frank Tavares. They tried to get Sanguillen out on a pitch inside the first 2 pitches. When it didn't work out when they were taken, they now elect to put him on, and it brings up the number 8 hitter, Frank Tavares. Earlier this year, Tom Seaver lost the game to the Pirates 2-1. And Manny Sanguillen drove in both of the Pirate runs with doubles. So Seaver and Yogi not forgetting that, and Sanguillen is given the intentional walk. Runners on first and second, 2 men away. Frank Tavares, right-handed batter. He hits out of a crouch. And a high fly hit the center field. Del Unser easing back, turns, he's under it, makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 were left on. At the end of an inning and a half at Shea, the Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing.
Have you tried on a pair of Right Slacks lately? Have you ever tried on a pair? Have you ever heard of Right Slacks? Well, listen carefully, because Right Slacks are great. And it's time you found out how great. Find out about the fabulous feel, the fantastic fit, the colors, the styles. Well, it's time, all right, so you do it today. At the Sir William Squire Shop, 32 West Main in Johnstown. Right Slacks at the Sir William Squire Shop, 32 West Main in Johnstown.
Pork chop double on the gravy.
Hey, Patterson, more forks. Pronto. Cream forks coming up.
Paging Dr. Patterson to emergency.
Dr. Patterson, the patient has a severe scalp laceration.
All right, get me the sutures.
William Patterson was a dishwasher. Now he's a doctor.
The United Negro College Fund has helped many black students change the course of their lives. Please support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. A public service message of this station and the Advertising Council.
Now, before the Mets come up against John Candelaria, we'll pause for station identification.
Ladies and gentlemen, proud to present the greatest DJ in this area, David A. Fox, over.
WIZR FM, Johnstown.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner, last of the second. And Joe Torre will lead off against the tall, hard-throwing young left-hander, John Candelaria. Candelaria had won 7 and lost only 1 in the International League. When Ken Brett went on the disabled list on the 5th of June, Candelaria was brought up and put right into the starting rotation. Joe Torre standing in. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside, it's ball 1. Torre hitting .282. Torre has hit safely in 19 of his last 23 ball games. Now the left-hander winds. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball coming straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. They have rain tonight in St. Louis, Missouri. The Cubs and Cardinals being delayed because of rain. Manny Sanguillen setting up a target. Inside and low, it's 2-1. Candelaria looks like he has good control. Pitching 2-1. And a towering pop foul. Stargell hoping for a play, moving over. The wind may carry it foul, and it does. He goes into the crowd. That ball probably would have been in play, but we have a very strong wind blowing from left field to right. At Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, the Bull, Greg Luzinski, has hit a 2-run homer, putting Philadelphia in front of Montreal 2-1. And Luzinski is now leading the National League in home runs. That is his 15th. He had been tied with Johnny Bench. Luzinski now has 15 homers, 47 runs batted in. And a swing and a miss on a curve, strike 3. Candelaria strikes out Joe Torre. Candelaria, off to quite a start here tonight, has retired 4 in a row. And the batter is Rusty Staub, the right fielder. Rusty hitting .272, the club leader in RBIs with 43. Foul coming back into the crowd, strike 1. John Candelaria looking in, getting his sign from Sanguillen. Now the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Fastball on the inside corner. Candelaria started right off winning in the minor leagues. He's had only 2.5 years. The 6'7" lefty delivers. Staub holds on the swing. Sanguillen wants it checked out. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dave Kingman is the on-deck batter. The right-hand hitter is pulling the ball, hitting it to left field tonight. Will find the wind really holding it up. Now the pitch. And a fastball on the inside corner, strike 3 call. Candelaria really looks sharp. Boy, he has some kind of a control for a young left-handed pitcher. 21 years old. Two outs and nobody on. Dave Kingman, the batter. Dave had 4 hits in the losing effort at Montreal last night, including his 9th home run of the year. Low, outside, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 delivery. And a check swing foul ball that trickles off to the right. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dave Kingman. Well, the pitcher, Candelaria, stands 6'7". The batter, Dave Kingman, is 6'6". The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball in the outside corner at the knees. In comes the 1-2 delivery. That's wide, a fastball by Candelaria. We have no score. We're in the last of the second. The big weekend set with the Pirates underway. Pittsburgh, a very hot ball club. They've won 18 of their last 24. And they arrive in town leading in the East by 3.5 games. And a line drive down the left field line foul. Curveball that hung. Kingman went after it, ripped it, and it was fouled by about a yard or two down the left field line. Be interesting to see if a man of Kingman's awesome power can drive one through that wind tonight. Pitching 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Candelaria struck out the side in the last half of the second. Mets go down 1-2-3. At the end of 2 innings at Shea Stadium, the Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing.
Now you can take home the #1 draft beer in the East. Introducing Schaefer Draft in cans. Just as smooth, just as fresh as it comes out of the tap. And so creamy, it laces the side of your glass on the way down. Schaefer Draft in cans. From Schaefer.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Schaefer Draft. Now you can take it home with you.
Don't miss the week-long Schaefer 500 Festival. Come see celebrity golf and tennis tournaments. Come enjoy the pole position dinner, dance, and show featuring Tommy Dorsey's orchestra, Enzo Stuarti, and Lana Cantrell. Plus appearances during festival week by Phil Foster, Corbett Monica, and Arthur Godfrey. For tickets and information about these and many other exciting events, visit your local Ticketron outlet. Don't miss the Schaefer 500 Festival beginning Monday, June 23rd. From Schaefer, the one beer to have when you're having more than one. F&M Schaefer Brewing Company, New York, New York.
We go to the 3rd inning, and to pick up the action, here's Ralph Kiner.
Thank you very much, Bob Murphy, and hi, everyone. John Candelaria, star pitcher, rookie pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, to bat for the first time against the Mets, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled as Seaver starts off with a fastball. Candelaria has been up 3 times. He's had 1 hit. 6'7". Had a good swing of that first pitch by Seaver. Now the signs are out, and Seaver into the windup. And a curveball breaks low. It's also outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pirates have had no runs on 2 hits. The Mets have had no base hits in the ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seaver back again. And a fastball is swung on and missed, and Seaver had that one right on by him. Tom has struck out 2, both on fastballs. Got Dave Parker looking, and Richie's this swinging. That was walk 1. That was an intentional walk to Sanguilla. Next pitch, a fastball. It's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Seaver has 86 strikeouts for the season. This is his 15th start. And a 2-2. Pitch is fouled back, and the count holds. Fastball again by Seaver. Tigers finally got going. They got 7 runs in the first inning against the Yankees. They lead 7-0, knocking Rudy May out of the box. Here's a pitch that's low on a full count now to Candelaria. Detroit had lost 10 of their last 12, and they were bombed out, a lot of them. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, and Seaver has his 3rd strikeout. Got him with a fastball. That will bring up Rennie Stennett. And on the first pitch of the ball game, a curveball was hit to right for a base hit. Stennett hitting .266. fast approaching the 2,000 strikeout mark. And the first pitch to Sennett is low and outside the ball. Seaver needs 57 more strikeouts to get 2,000 in his career. A lot of strikeouts, 2,000. Next pitch, a breaking ball, a wild swing and a miss. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sennett, a right-hand batter with 3 home runs and 25 RBIs. Seaver's next pitch is low, and it's a 2-1 count. Bob Gibson has had over 3,000 strikeouts in his Major League career. Second to Walter Johnson, who holds the all-time record, over 3,500. 2-1 pitch, and it's outside and off the glove of the catcher, John Stearns, and that puts the count at 3-1. On deck batter, Richie Hebner. Signs go out. And Seaver's 3-1 delivery. It is swung on and fouled back into the stands, and the count goes to 3-2. Seaver back that time with a fastball that was in tight. Then it just got the bat on the ball to foul it off. So the second 3-2 count on the setting for Seaver. And now the pitch. It is grounded out to short. I'll take the bad hop, but fielded on the short hop by Mike Phillips to throw the first bases in time. Ball coming out about halfway to Mike Phillips. That took a high hop and made Phillips move in and have to take a short hop, where it would have been a much easier play if it had not bounced badly. But he made the play, 2 men away, and it brings up Richie Hebner. Hebner grounded into a double play his first time up, dropping his average to 299. 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in. No score, 2 men out. It's the top of the third. First game of a 15-game homestand. Mets against the Pirates, the Cardinals, the Phillies, and the Cubs. Hebner, a left-hand batter with an open stance, and the first pitch is taken high, ball 1. The Mets claim to pull. One ball, no strike. And the next pitch. Hebner looks at the changeup, pitches outside. 2 balls, no strike. And it's 2-0. Curveball and a good one by Seaver. It's over for a called strike, and it's 2-1. And at 2-1, the pitch to Hebner is fouled back out of play. So the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mets looking for their first victory against the Pirates this year. They are 0-5. Two balls, 2 strikes. And now the pitch. It is grounded foul. Ball bouncing down, hitting Hebner around the foot. Count stays at 2-2. Seaver has lost twice to the Pirates this year. All over, he has a record of 17 wins and 9 losses to the Pirates. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Seaver into the windup. And a slow curveball is grounded foul over toward the Met dugout. So again, the count stays at 2-2. Hebner, raised in the Boston area, was an outstanding hockey player in high school. sort of hits like a hockey player would hit a baseball. Has an open stance, almost facing chest-wise toward the pitcher. Again, the 2-2 pitch, and it's hit out to center field. Right there is Dale Unser. And he barely moves in his tracks as he makes the catch that retires the side in order. And the score at the end of 2.5 innings, the Pirates nothing, the New York Mets nothing. There's no better way to keep up with the Mets than the 1975 edition of the Met Yearbook. It's the best ever edition, and some of its outstanding features include a 2-page 1975 Met team picture, photos of the National and the American League All-Star squad suitable for framing, rare records and color photos of every player, pictorial highlights of such events as the annual Old Timers game at Shea, and a 2-page sequence of the 74 All-Star game. Price of this 64-page bargain is only $1 at Shea souvenir and concession counters, and there isn't a better buy in baseball yearbooks. It's worth the price just for the full-page portraits of Tom Seaver, Joe Torre, Felix Villa, Rusty Staub, and the others. So pick up your copy for $1 the next time you come to Shea to root for the Mets. You can order a 75 yearbook by mail, of course. Just enclose a check or money order for $1.25 in an envelope and address it to Met Yearbook Department, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, 11368. The 1975 Met Yearbook, $1 a copy at Shea, or $1.25 if you order by mail. The Met Yearbook Department, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, 11368. Well, the crowd filling in here at Shea Stadium. We're going to have close to capacity here tonight, as the Mets start off one of the most attractive homestands of any season. 15 games against the teams they have to beat, starting with a 3-game series right here with the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're going to the bottom of the third. No score in the ball game, and the leadoff batter for the Mets will be the catcher, John Stearns. Stearns batting for the first time. On the mound, John Candelaria, a left-hander, and a hard-throwing left-hander at that, and the first pitch is outside. It's ball one. Candelaria making his third start. He has a record of no wins and 1 loss at Charleston in AAA ball this year. He won 7 and lost 1. And the pitch back, a breaking ball that stays outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Stearns hitting 196. He has 11 base hits, 3 doubles, 1 home run, and 5 runs batted in. He's been up 56 times. He is a strong right-hand batter. Next pitch is foul back out of play, and it's a 2-1 count. Candelaria so far in this ball game has been throwing fastballs and curves. And he throws them with a lot of motion. Tough on left-hand batters. There's a fastball over the inside corner, a called strike. 2-2. 6-7 from New York. And as you would probably guess, he was a star basketball player. Now the 2-2 pitch. And it's grounded towards second. Stennett gets a high hop, fields the ball, throws to first base for the out. So the strikeout streak is broken after 3 straight strikeouts by Candelaria, and Stearns is out on the ground. It brings up Mike Phillips. Phillips had a 12-game hitting streak broken last night when he was 0 for 5. Batting now at .258. No home runs, but 10 runs batted in. He has 4 triples. That leads the club. And he also has had 2 doubles. Left-hand batter. He's got a tough job now with the left-hand pitcher. Candelaria throws down sidearm type delivery. Not really basically sidearm, but it comes out about 3/4, and it's tough on a left-hand batter. First pitch for a ball. There's a little looper out in the shallow center coming up as Oliver, and he is there, and he makes the play. 2 men away, and Tom Seaver coming up. Seaver's had 8 base hits this year, 1 double and 2 runs batted in. He leads the pitchers with base hits. 1 more than Jerry Koosman, 7. And Seaver, a right-hand batter. The first pitch taken over, called strike. A fastball on through, strike one. Scoreless ball game, 2 men out, bottom half of the third. Pitch back to Seaver, a hard swing and a miss, strike two. Get a fastball by Candelaria. Candelaria. And the 2-strike pitch. Again, a fastball, and Seaver struck out on 3 pitches. 4 strikeout by Candelaria. 1, 2, 3 inning. He has retired his first 9 batters in order, and the score at the end of 3, the Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing.
Go north, young man, to Northville and see the complete Ford line of cars and trucks at Ferrero Weiss Ford. The whole gang at Ferrero Weiss Ford are ready and able to serve you with a personal service so often not found at larger dealers. If it's used cars you're looking for, see their ad in Thursday or Friday night's leader. And remember, at Ferrero Weiss, they take most anything in trade. For a big deal, you don't need a big dealer. Go north to Northville at Ferrero Weiss Ford, where service is as close as your phone.
Millions of Americans visit national parks each summer. The smart ones plan ahead and get into a real vacation. Their plans might include an off-season trip this year or a longer visit to just one park. Get out of your car and get into nature on foot. You'll discover the difference between just another trip and a real vacation if you plan ahead. Your national parks, places to touch your history. A message in the public interest by the National Park Service, Department of Interior, and this station.
We're going now to the top of the 4th. Pirates coming up, and the leadoff batter will be Al Oliver. Oliver batting for the 2nd time, grounded out his first time, the first baseman Dave Kingman. Oliver batting .272, 6 home runs, 29 RBIs. Seaver's pitch, a breaking ball. It's low and outside for a ball. Seaver has struck out 3, walked 1, the walk intentional. He has given up 2 hits. A single in the first, a bloop double in the second. Next pitch to Oliver, a called strike, and it's 1-1. The single was off his first pitch by Rennie Stennett as he led off in the ball game. The double was to Willie Stargell as he led off the 2nd inning. Stargell did not advance. There's a hard swing at a fastball. Seaver, though, had it by him, and the count at 1-2. He put some air in the ballpark for that swing. Mets play Oliver straight away. He hits the ball all around with outstanding power up the alleys. Here's the pitch. Change up, it bounces in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seaver has Oliver high on his list as the toughest hitters to get out. Now a 2-2. The pitch back to the left-hand batter. Hit in the hole. Going over is Kingman. He can't get to it. It goes on through into right field. So Oliver gets a base hit. And in 3 of the 4 innings now, the Pirates have had their lead batter on base. And the batter coming up is Willie Stargell. Stargell hit one off the end of the bat into shallow left center and got a 2-base hit as the ball dropped in front of Del Unser, who was trying to get to it. The wind holding the ball up. Oliver at first base. And the first pitch, a hard swing and a foul tip at strike 1. Seaver with a fastball around the letters, and Stargell going after it, fouling the ball off. Stargell hitting .285 for the year. He has 11 home runs and 38 runs batted in. He now is in 7 consecutive ball games. Seaver sets up, checks the run at first. Here's the pitch, a fastball, and man, what a swing. With no contact. Stargell had a big swing at that one. Strike 2. Once again, Seaver has the sign. And here's the pitch. Fastball struck him out. Tom Seaver blowing it right by Stargell and picking up his 4th strikeout and doing it on power alone. So now with one away. The batter will be Dave Parker, who was caught looking at a fastball his first time up. Parker brought 11-game hitting streak into the ball game, batting at .326. And the first pitch of ball. Parker, a big, strong-looking left-hand batter. Seaver to the set, and here's the pitch. It is just outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Parker has hit 10 home runs, driven in 37. Throw to first base, Oliver back. Oliver has 3 stolen bases in 3 tries. Has a short lead. Seaver checks him. Here's the pitch. And a hard swing of the fastball around the letters. It's strike 1. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Seaver again back. And a fastball is fouled back. So they count 2 balls, 2 strikes. At the end of 2.5, Philadelphia 3, Montreal 1. Renko pitching for Montreal, Underwood going for the Phillies. The Mets and Phillies are in a virtual tie for second. And a 3-run home run by Greg Luzinski, his 15th. He leads the National League in home runs. Chicago at St. Louis delayed because of rain. San Francisco out in the top of the first. Atlanta coming up. No score. Now the pitch. Fastball, and it's just inside. The same pitch that Seaver struck Parker out on his first time up, but just a shade more inside. It was just off the plate. 3-2. Barr pitching for the Giants. Necro going for Atlanta. Cincinnati did not score in the first. Houston coming up. Tom Carroll against Knisdy. There's a throw to first base. Oliver back easily. Dodgers and San Diego scheduled later on. There goes the runner, and the pitch is fouled off. So on the 3-2 count, Oliver running, but the pitch fouled back. A fastball fouled off, and Oliver back to first base. Three and 2. 1 man out, no score, top of the 4th inning. Oliver at first. He goes again, and the pitch is swung on and missed. The throw by Stearns is in time. Tag made by Mike Phillips, and a strikeout double play. Seaver gets his 5th strikeout, and a good throw by John Stearns into second base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on. The score at the end of 3.5. The Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing.
Do me a favor, will you? I'd like you to try a tall, cool drink. A really delicious beverage that I think you'll like because it offers a variety of benefits. I'd like you to try some Dairy Lean 99. Now, Dairy Lean 99 is a natural milk drink, fortified with protein plus vitamins A and D. And yet, it has 20% more protein than regular milk. And, best of all, if you're watching your diet, or if you want to avoid having to watch your diet, Dairy Lean is 99% fat-free. It satisfies both your hunger and your thirst, so you get filled up and not out. And one more point, Dairy Lean 99 is available at almost all food stores in the dairy section. Try it, won't you? It's the one in the great-looking purple carton. Dairy Lean, the 99% fat-free milk drink that's guaranteed fresh from the good people at Dairy Lean.
That double play and throw by John Stearns to throw out Oliver. And the leadoff batter will be Del Unser. Unser batting for the second time. John Candelaria, pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates, has retired his first 9 batters in order. Hunter grounded out to short on one pitch his first time up. Hill hitting .306. Leads the club in base hits with 66. And the left-hander with his first pitch. And Hunter bunts it foul back out of play. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Presenting David A. Fox over
WIZR FM, Johnstown.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest DJs
area. 6'7" left-hander. Tallest pitcher in baseball was a pitcher that pitched for the Pirates. He was 6'9". His name was Johnny Gee, spelled G-E-E. Now 2 strikes to pitch to Hunter, and he takes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnny was with the Pirates in the early 40s, and I believe now he's a superintendent of a high school in an area up around the Connecticut area. 6'9". 1-2 pitch. Hunter grounds it out to short. Traveris comes up, bobbles the ball, and then can't get it off. And Hunter is safe. The Mets get a base runner. And we'll see how it scores. No hit so far for the Mets. This one could be scored either way. That's what makes scoring tough. It scored an error against the shortstop. So the no-hitter's still going. And the batter coming up for the Mets is Felix Millan. Millan hitting .266. He has hit in 15 of his last 17 games. He squares and bunts the ball out in front of the plate. Van Gien did not see it. It's picked up by the pitcher. And the throw to first base in time for the out. Strange play. Ball was bunted out in front of the plate. And if Van Gien had seen it, he might have been able to get to it and make a play at second base. But he thought the ball was fouled off. And he looked back over his shoulder, never did see the ball. And the pitcher, Candelaria, had to come up and field the ball in front of the plate. And then he just got the throw to first base in time for the out. But on the sacrifice, the Mets have a runner in scoring position, and Cleon Jones coming up. Willie Stargell took the throw at first base. Pirates are not anticipating a sacrifice this early in the ball game. Cleon Jones was robbed of a base hit by Parker on a drive down the right field line his first time up. Jones hitting .357. He has had 10 hits and 28 times up. Scoreless ball game. The Mets with a runner in scoring position. 1 man out, bottom of the 4th inning. And the first pitch to Jones is taken outside a ball. Bill Hunter is second and Rusty Staub third among the National League outfielders in the All-Star balloting. Mike Phillips is number 1 among the infielders in the write-in voting. 1-0 pitch to Jones, again outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Fans are still coming in the ballpark. We have over 50,000 fans here for sure. Maybe a couple thousand more. Start of a big homestand, 15 games of the teams the Mets have to beat. The Pirates, the Phillies, the Cardinals, and the Cubs. Next pitch to Jones, a check swing ground ball out toward first base. Willie Stargell fields the ball, and he goes to the bag for the out. And on the play, Hunter goes over to third. So 2 men away, and Joe Torre coming up. Torre was struck out his first time up. Batting at .281. He has 1 home run, 17 runs batted in. He has hit in 19 of his last 23 ball games, 16 of them in a row. 16 in a row. Candelaria working from the full windup with a runner at third and 2 men out. And the first pitch is high, ball 1. Fastball up too high. That's with their first base runner. They have not had a base hit. An error by the shortstop, a sacrifice, and a ground out, putting Unser over at third. The 1-0 pitch. And Torrey takes the fastball high and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. This is the biggest crowd that Candelaria has ever pitched in front of. And it certainly hasn't bothered him at all. He has not walked the batter. He has struck out 4 and hasn't given up a hit. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch to Torrey. It's high again, ball 3. On deck batter, a left-hand hitter. But a left-hand hitter with 43 RBIs, Rusty Staub. And Sanguillen now takes the ball back to the mound to talk to his pitcher. Sanguillen now back behind home plate. He's pointing out towards first base, and they're going to walk Torrey on a 3-0 pitch. There it is. It was almost over the plate. And that's ball 4. So the Mets get their second base runner, and it brings up Rusty Staub. Rusty was struck out his first time up. Got caught looking at a curveball. Batting .271, 6 home runs, 43 RBIs. He's 4th in the RBI rate. Rusty choking up on that bat a couple of inches. And the first pitch. Staub takes the curveball. It's low, and it's ball 1. One ball, no strike. Candelaria sets up, and the pitch back to Staub is hit out to left field. Coming up is Richie Zisk. He is under the ball, and he makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. 1 error, a walk, and runners left at first and third. And the score at the end of 4. The Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing.
You'd be a lot more comfortable listening to the Mets in a nice air-conditioned room. Well, right now, Agway on the Johnstown Arterial has the famous Hot Point air conditioners for just about every size room. Buy now while the selection is best. Buy now and beat the rush. Buy now and listen to the Mets in comfort. Hot Point and Agway can make Mom's work in the kitchen a breeze, too. Stop in and see the complete line of famous Hot Point appliances soon at Agway on the Johnstown Arterial.
Miss Joan Crawford.
I'm here with a very brief reminder for you women. We're all aware of the importance of the Pap test in guarding our lives when it comes to cancer of the uterus. What I'd like to mention is we should have the Pap test done as part of a regular health checkup. So, if it's been a year or more since you've had this simple examination, see your doctor. It's important to you and to the people who love you.
For information about the Pap test, call your American Cancer Society.
Inning number 5 at Shea. What a crowd we have gathered on this Friday night. I would guess about 45,000. Richie Zisk leading off against Tom Seaver. Top of the 5th inning, no score. The windup of the pitch by Seaver on a curve, low and away, ball 1. Zisk was struck out his first time up. The Met pitching against the Pirates slugging. Curve, a strike call, 1 ball and 1 strike. But we have seen an eye-popping pitching performance over the first 4 innings by John Candelaria, the tall rookie left-hander of the Pirates. He has yet to give up a base hit. The 1-1 delivery had a half swing, and he held in time on a hard slider. They check it out. The first base umpire, Stello, says no swing. 2 balls and a strike. The count on Richie Zisk leading off top of the 5th inning. Matty Sanguillen on deck, then Frank Tavares. Had a swing and a foul back up into the mezzanine section and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the top of the fifth inning. Now Seaver getting his information from John Stearns. John worked behind the plate last Sunday in San Diego when Seaver pitched a shutout. Now it's high and he holds up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pittsburgh, no runs on 3 hits and 1 error. New York, no runs, no hits, no errors. The count is 3-2 on Richie Zisk. The payoff pitch. He struck him out. Blazing fastball by Seaver. That's number 6. 3 in a row for Tom Seaver. And the hitter will be Manny Sanguillen. They pitched around Sanguillen to get to Frank Deveras, and it paid off in the second. So Sanguillen is without an official time at bat, having been walked. Leading the Pirates in hitting, batting .332. He has the 6th highest batting average in the National League. And the pitch by Tom Seaver. Ground ball bounced deep to shortstop. Grabbed by Phillips. The long throw. In time. He got him. Kingman using his stretch to go out and get the throw. So Sanguillen is out. 2 men away. 2 outs and nobody on. It brings up the number 8 hitter, Frank Deveras. Deveras was out on a fly to center field with 2 men on base and 2 out in the second inning. Frank Deveras, 10 RBIs, batting at .196. John Candelaria comes out to the on-deck circle. Down the middle, strike 1 call. An afternoon game tomorrow at 2:15. John Matlack going against Bruce Keeson. At a half swing, it was inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. He did not go after it. Bob Skinner on the coaching lines at third and Jose Pagan at first. The 1-1 pitch by Seaver off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. When he shut out the Padres in San Diego last Sunday, Seaver did not walk a batter. He has walked 1 here tonight, and that was intentional. And a foul going out of play behind the first base dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Now Seaver over the head, around comes the arm. Low outside, a breaking ball, a slider. And it's 3-2. Seaver certainly does not want to walk Deveras. He'd like to have the pitcher leading off in the next inning. 3-2 delivery. Punched foul up into the crowd. Deveras not trying to get a big cut at Tom Seaver. He's just punching at it. He hit a fly to straightaway center and was an easy out in the second inning. Dale Unser not playing him to get around. Unser plays him over to right center. The infield is straightaway. If anything, Phillips shades a little toward the middle of the diamond. So the Mets are not figuring that Deveras is going to get around with a fast bat and pull Tom Seaver. Pitching 3-2. And a foul back up into the mezzanine behind home plate. The count remaining at 3 balls and 2 strikes. This will probably be the second largest crowd of the year for the Mets. And Seaver again goes into his motion. 3-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Got him with a slider. Seaver has struck out 7 in the first 5 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. So, we've gone 4.5, and the score, the Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing.
With spring here at last, Holden Lumber has everything you'll need to add that patio you've been wanting. Wood decking stained with colorful preservative to make it last a good long time. Holden Lumber also has ornamental iron columns and railings, plus beautiful fiberglass roof panels to let the sun in and keep the rain out. To add privacy to the backyard, there's basket weave fencing, or you may prefer decorative post and rail fencing. It's Holden Lumber, Carpenter Street, Gloversville, for everything. Inside, outside, all around the home.
Aloha. This is Danny Clay Kitty from Hawaii. If you smoke more than a pack of cigarettes a day, you double your risk of heart attack over that of non-smokers. For the sake of your heart, don't smoke. For the sake of all hearts, support your heart fund. Koku, as we say in Hawaiian. Mahalo, and thank you.
Last of the fifth inning, Dave Kingman leads off against John Candelaria. This 21-year-old left-hander has not given up a hit. It is now the last half of the fifth inning. Candelaria throws hard. His control has been amazing. Like Tom Seaver, he has issued one walk, and it was intentional. That's had base runners for the first time in the last inning. He took an error and a walk. And Kingman tries to bunt his way on, and it goes foul. Dave Kingman has been on kind of a bunting binge of late. He had 3 bunt singles in the series at Montreal. Actually, when he's leading off the inning, it's not a bad play, but if he comes up with somebody on with his kind of power, you kind of hate to see him bunt. Now the windup by Candelaria, the pitch. He ran up again as though to bunt. It's outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kingman was 0 for 18 up at Montreal when he bunted to break the slump. Came right back the next time at bat, again bunted for a base hit, and did it again the following night last night. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss and a letter high fastball. This left-hander can throw. He has a live arm. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dave Kingman. He challenged Kingman with a fastball and threw it right by him. Pitching 1-2. At a towering pop-up somewhere near the plate. Sanguillen in foul ground, coming back. He's under it, and he has it. That ball went straight up over the plate, came down in foul territory, and was taken by Sanguillen. The Mets haven't had anything that even looked like a hit except the ball hit by Cleon Jones in the first inning. Cleon made good contact at a hard line drive to right, and Dave Parker caught it on the run near the right field line. That has been the only thing even resembling a hit. 1 out and nobody on. Right-handed hitter John Stearns faces the lefty. Fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. John Candelaria out of LaSalle High in New York. The 1-0 delivery and a foul ball hit back up into the mezzanine. You can tell when a pitcher's fastball really is hopping because the batter will foul that ball straight back a great deal. You're watching a hitter after hitter keep fouling the ball straight back upstairs. That fastball is jumping. 1-1 the count on John Stearns. The 1-1 delivery. Strike called, a fastball in the inside corner. Candelaria going with his fastball and his curve, mostly his fastball. He has had a good one. The Mets nothing and the Pirates nothing. We're in the last half of inning number 5. Opening game of this big weekend series. The top 2 teams of the Eastern Division. Now the pitch. High, 2-2. Tomorrow, John Matlack and Bruce Keeson are the pitchers. Both have winning records. Matlack is 8-5. Bruce Keeson 7-2. And a little pop foul over toward the crowd. Starzl coming over, reaches up, and he makes the catch before the ball can go in the crowd. And Candelaria is just overpowering so far in the game. Kingman and Stearns have both fouled out, one to the catcher and the other to first. If he's that overpowering to right-handed batters, what chance does a left-hand hitter like Mike Phillips have? We'll see in a moment. Mike hitting at 258. Mike had a 12-game hitting streak snapped in Montreal last night. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Breaking ball in on him. Tom Seaver is the on-deck batter. And the pitch by Candelaria. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball in on him. Strike two. Two outs and nobody on. We're in the last of the fifth inning. Seaver has struck out 5. Candelaria has struck out 4. The two-strike delivery. Swing and a miss, and he gets him on 3 pitches. He threw all breaking balls to Mike Phillips. 5 strikeouts for Candelaria, and he has a no-hitter over the first 5 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. So, at the end of 5 now, it's Shea, the Mets nothing, and the Pirates nothing.
Ready to rebound. Center the north. Roll. Position.
As an Army infantryman, you have to own more than a good pair of boots.
Go.
You have to own the nerve to rappel from a helicopter and the stamina to survive in the wilderness. You need the savvy to find water where it hasn't rained, food where you can't see any, and your way home where the stars are your only road map. You also need the skill to turn ropes into bridges, ponchos into rafts, and personnel carriers on a dime. Infantry in today's Army isn't easy, but then hardly anything worthwhile is.
Join the people who join the Army. You could start building your tomorrows today. Join the people who join the Army.
See Sergeant Brusso or Sergeant Sumter, 5 North Main in Gloversville, or call 725-0331. That's 725-0331.
Candelaria, batting 9th on the order, leads off against Tom Seaver in the 6th inning. Candelaria was struck out his first time up. Seaver has struck out 7, and Candelaria has struck out 5. Candelaria has not given up a hit. Seaver has allowed 3. Candelaria will bat left-handed. And a ground ball is slowly to shortstop. Mike Phillips up with it, hurries the throw, and Kingman pulled off the bag, makes the tag. He's out. Phillips to Kingman. Kingman pulled off the bag, but he made the tag on Candelaria, and we have one man away. Quick play and quick hands for Dave Kingman on it. One out and nobody on. Now Rennie Stennett. Leadoff batter Rennie Stennett will kill some time in the on-deck circle to let Candelaria get back into the dugout. Now Seaver winds and pitches. Outside and low, it is ball 1. The Phillies lead Montreal 3-2 at the end of 4. Rinko and Underwood are the pitchers. The Cubs and Cardinals will now get underway in St. Louis after being rain delayed. And it's low, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Jeff Zahn for Chicago. Bob Forsch will pitch for St. Louis. And they will resume. No, they're still being delayed in Atlanta. The 2-0 pitch. It is popped up to the infield. Mian out behind second and short center field waiting. Makes the catch, 2 down. Rennie Stennett retired, 2 outs and nobody on. Cincinnati won, Houston nothing after 2.5. Tom Carroll and Doug Knesny in the Astrodome. Later tonight, the Dodgers and Padres in San Diego. Detroit 7, the Yankees won at the end of 4. Dave Pagan replaced Rudy May, Vern Rule for Detroit. Milwaukee 6, Cleveland nothing, last of the 7th in Cleveland. Baltimore 2, Boston nothing, going to the 8th in Baltimore. Richie Hebner is the batter. And a foul coming back upstairs, no play. Minnesota at Chicago, the starters, Ray Corbin and Dave Hamilton. Kansas City at Oakland and Texas at California later tonight. Richie Hebner, batting at .298, using that open batting stance. Changeup hit on the ground, foul. On by Dave Jose Pagan, coaching at first. Seaver with a 2-strike count on Richie Hebner. We have a sensational crowd on this Friday night as the Mets open a 15-game homestand. The infield to the outfield, around to right against left-hand hitter Richie Hebner. Here's the pitch. A little bit low. Seaver thought he had him struck out. He was ready to go to the dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mike Phillips playing on the edge of the outfield grass, just barely to the left of second base. Pitching 1-2. A half-swing foul straight back. Neon is on the rim of the outfield grass on the right side of the diamond, and Kingman is deep behind first base. The biggest gap for Hebner to shoot at is between Jones, the left fielder, and Unser, the center fielder, because Unser is over to right center. The 1-2 delivery by Seaver. Curve a little bit low. That just missed, and the count is even at 2-2. John Stearns working behind the plate. The 2-2 delivery and a smash that is fouled down the right field line. He got way out in front on a curveball. No score. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Seaver checking it out with John Stearns. The 2-2 pitch, fouled off again, and this battle goes on between Seaver and Hebner. Richie Hebner hitting at .298 on the year with 7 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Montreal got a run off Underwood in the 5th inning at Veterans Stadium. The Expos have tied the Phillies 3-3 after 4.5. Phillies had the early 3-1 lead. Pitching 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's the 8th strikeout of the game for Tom Seaver. Pirates down 1-2-3 in their half of the 6th inning. 5.5 innings gone. The Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing.
If you were asked to name the 4th largest killer among diseases, could you do it? It's kidney disease, and nearly 60,000 Americans die each year from kidney failure who might otherwise live if healthy kidneys were available for transplant, which is the only real cure for damaged kidneys. The American Kidney Fund asks all our citizens to join in the fight against kidney disease by filling out a special donor card and carrying it with you like any other card. Then, in the event of your death, your kidneys would help carry on the life of someone else. Would you like to help us to help others? If you'll just write to us, we'll send you all the information you need to make an informed decision, along with a sample donor card. We're the American Kidney Fund, and our address is Post Office Box 3586, Washington, D.C., 2007. The American Kidney Fund, Box 3586, Washington, D.C. And who knows, you might even save 2 lives.
The last of the 6th inning, the Mets have not had a base hit. Tom Seaver, Del Unser, and Felix Millan come up. Real good hand for Tom Seaver. Candelaria into his windup, and the pitch to Tom, a strike called on the outside corner. Boy, this young left-hander is throwing nothing but strikes. And remember, he is 6'7". Outstanding basketball player as well as baseball player in high school. Curve, a strike on the inside corner. Every pitch he's got, he's throwing for strikes. Del Unser is on deck, and then Felix Millan. Seaver had 2 hits in his last game. And a ground ball hit toward the middle, and it's going to go. He picked up by Stennett to throw. Not in time. A base hit for Tom Seaver. Seaver, oh, what a competitor. He was behind on the count, 2 strikes. Bounced one up the middle. Stennett finally ran it down, out behind second on the edge of the outfield grass. Whirled and through. It wasn't even close. And there is the first hit of the game for the Mets. And that's a clean hit. Tom Seaver had 2 hits last Sunday against the Padres. Candelaria got ahead of Tom Seaver, 2 strikes, and Seaver hung in there and got his base hit. Now Del Unser coming up. And he checks out the signs with Eddie Yost to see if he's bunting. Hebner comes in very close at third base. Seaver edging away the pitch. Bunted on, down the first baseline. Candelaria throws to second, and he's out. Close play. Oh, this young left-hander does everything right. He came off the mound going toward first base. He grabbed the ball. And I really didn't think he'd gamble, but he did. He threw hard to second base and got a force play on Tom Seaver. Looked like Unser's bunt was going to move the runner. But Candelaria got to the bunt about halfway between the mound and the first base line and immediately wheeled and fired hard to second base. Felix Millan has grounded to third and sacrificed. Millan is 0 for 1. Millan hitting .266. And the pitch by Candelaria is high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. One out and 1 on, last of the 6th inning, and no score. Throw to first. Not in time. Del Unser is on first. He tried to advance Seaver, but did not pull it off. They're playing Millan to hit the ball to right field against this tall, hard-throwing left-hander. A pitch out, the runner was going, and a throw to second base, and Unser is going to be out easily. Taveras handled the throw. Well, the Pirates outguessed the Mets. The Mets were playing hit and run, but Pittsburgh pitched out. Millan threw his bat at the ball, trying to help out. All to no avail, and Unser was out by a wide margin. The play goes 2-6. Or the shortstop covering. So 2 outs and nobody on in the last of the 6th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike to Felix Millan. Candelaria winds. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, 2-1. And a high pop-up. The left fielder, Richie Zisk, toward the line, is under it, and he has it for the out. Well, Lindsey Nelson is back, and will rejoin you for the play-by-play in just a moment. At the end of 6, the score, the Mets nothing and the Pirates nothing. We'll be going to the 7th inning. Before we do, we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Presenting David A. Fox, over.
WIZR FM, Johnstown.
I'm Lindsey Nelson with Ralph Kiner and Bob Murphy here at Shea Stadium. Al Oliver is up here in the 7th. Seaver's pitch is high for a ball. There is no score in the game. The Pirates have had 3 hits. The Mets have had 1. Al Oliver grounded out and had a base hit. Left-hand batter, Seaver again goes into the motion. And here's the pitch on the way, and it's low for a ball. It's 2-0. Seaver has struck out 8. He's walked 1 intentionally. The Mets high for strikeouts this season is 9. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Swung on it on the ground up the middle. Big hop behind the bag at second by Phillips to throw to first in time, and he's out. Al Oliver grounding out. Mike Phillips over today's game, and at first there's 1 away, and Willie Sturgill is coming up. Sturgill brought a 6-game hitting streak into this game, and he doubled his first time up to keep it alive at 7. He was struck out with 3 straight fastballs in the 4th inning. It was Seaver's fastball matched against Sturgill's big swing. Seaver again into the motion. Here's the pitch. Curveball, and it's low. It's 1-0. Tomorrow afternoon, John Matlack goes for the Mets against Bruce Keeson of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And on Sunday, Randy Tate goes to the Mets against either Doc Ellis or Sam McDowell. Sturgill windmills the bat now. Seaver into the motion, and the pitch swung on, hit way back in right field. It was a fastball, and he got a hold of it. Going, and it is gone for a home run for Wilbur Sturgill. Sturgill's home run over the right field fence. And the Pirates go out in front by a score of 1-0. That home run was number 358 in the Major League career of Sturgill. Ties him for 26th place on the all-time Major League home run list. Ties him with Yogi Berra. It was off a Seaver fastball. That Sturgill got around and rode the ball over the right field fence into the Met bullpen. Dave Parker's up, and here's a pitch hit on the ground to first. Taken on 1 big hop by Kingman wide of the bag. He jogs to first in time, unassisted. 2 away. That'll bring up Richie Zisk. But the Pittsburgh Pirates are on the scoreboard, and they're leading here by a score of 1-0. Prior to tonight's game, the Mets and Pirates had faced each other 5 times this year. The Pirates had won all 5 games. Richie Zisk has been up twice, struck out twice. Seaver looks into John Stearns to pick up his sign, has it now. Here's the pitch swung on and missed. It's strike 1. Sturgill came up in the 4th inning. Seaver struck him out on 3 fastballs. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's in for a called strike 2. Then here in the 7th, Seaver started him off with a breaking pitch low out of the strike zone, but came back with the fastball, and Sturgill hit it over the right field fence. This will be an 0-2 pitch with 2 men out, nobody on base. And the pitch is on the way. Breaking pitch, it's a little low. Runs the count to 1-2 now to Richie Zisk. He bats number 6 in the Pirate batting order. Pittsburgh Pirates, of course, are on top in the Eastern Division of the National League. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Low, it bounced off the glove of Stearns and on back onto the screen behind home plate. Count's even at 2-2. You know, divisional play began in the National League 1969, and the Mets won in the Eastern Division. But the Pirates won in 1970 and 71 and 72. The Mets won in 73 and the Pirates won in 74. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And he is hit by the pitch ball. Hit in the back. It's a breaking pitch that got away. 2-2 pitch, and Zisk is uninjured as he jogs on down to first base. Manny Sanguian will be the batter. He was walked intentionally in the 2nd inning, grounded out in the 5th. So these 2 teams facing each other here tonight, the Mets and the Pirates, who will be facing each other again here tomorrow and again on Sunday, are the only 2 teams that have ever won divisional titles in the Eastern Division since divisional play began. Not the Cardinals, not the Phillies, not the Cubs, not Montreal. Only the Mets and the Pittsburgh Pirates have ever won divisional titles in the East. For the last 6 years, the only 6 years in which that rule has been in effect, the Pirates won it 4 times, and the Mets won it twice. That ball comes in low off the shin guard of John Stearns, and perhaps off the bat for a foul ball. Seaver now turns. walks slowly back up to the top of the mound. Richie Zisk is the runner at first. The Pirates are leading 1-0. They're batting in the top of the 7th inning. Seaver again set. 6 and 5. And another hit batsman. And Song Gian takes the bat and pounds the ground, and that starts out to the mound holding the bat. Seaver walks down to meet him halfway, and now Bob Skinner cuts him off. The Pirate bench emptied. The Pirate bench emptied as Song Gian, hit by the pitch ball, pounded the ground and held on to the bat. Then holding the bat in his hand, took 1-2 steps toward the mound. Then threw the bat away and headed on down towards first. But as he did, the bench emptied. Now the Met trainer, Tom McKenna, has gone out to see about Song Gian. The Met trainer has gone to see about him, and the Pirate manager, Danny Murtaugh, has walked all the way down to first base to see about it. The Pirate bench emptied as Song Gian took 1, then 2 steps toward the mound, holding the bat in his hand after having been hit by the pitch ball. So now Tom McKenna, the Met trainer, is attending to Manny Song Gian. And Danny Murtaugh, the Pirate manager, is down there at first as well. Seaver has hit consecutive batters now. He has hit Zisk and he has hit Song Gian. Now Rube Walker is coming out, the Met pitching coach, and he is passing Danny Murtaugh as he heads out to the mound to say something to pitcher Tom Seaver. With one man out, Stargell homered. Then Dave Parker grounded out. Zisk was hit with a 2-2 pitch, and then Manny Song Gian was hit by a pitch ball. So the Pirates have runners at first and second, 2 men out, and Frank Tavares coming up. He has slid to center and struck out swinging. Tavares is a right-hand batter. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Pirates 1, the Mets nothing. Tavares under a batting crouch as Seaver sets up off the stretch. Pirate runners lead at first and second. Here's a swing and a high pop. The foul ball coming back of the plate. Rid of the mask now. John Stearns makes the catch. Side is retired. There was a run on a hit, the home run by Wilbur Stargell. 2 hit batsmen and 2 men left. In the middle of the 7th inning, the score is the Pirates 1 and the Mets nothing. Well, the Mets annual Old Timers Day celebration is right around the corner. We'd like to recommend that you make plans to be on hand if you haven't already done so. This year's theme is award winners. Included in the list of those invited are past winners of the Most Valuable Player, Rookie of the Year, and Cy Young Awards, along with the newest member of baseball's Hall of Fame and some specially invited guests. Remember the date, Saturday afternoon, June 28th. That is 1 week from tomorrow, prior to the regularly scheduled Mets-Phillies game. And be sure to arrive early so you'll be able to enjoy a very special treat. Old-timers batting practice. That's right, for the first time in Shea Annals, our participating old-timers will take batting practice prior to the traditional ceremonies. So, make a note of those times. Old-timers batting practice begins at 12:50 p.m. The traditional Old Timers Day introductions and ceremonies start at 1:30 with the Old Timers ball game to follow. All this precedes the Mets-Phillies game Saturday afternoon, June 28th. Among those who will be on hand are such favorites as Ken Boyer, Richie Ashburn, Early Wynn, Whitey Ford, Ron Hansen, Bud Chandler, Harvey Keene, Pee Wee Reese, Kurt Blefary, Don Schwal, Judy Johnson, Billy Herman, Lou Boudreau, Bob Grimm, Jim Constanti, Jack Sanford, Orlando Cepeda. Of course, Casey Stengel will be here. Willie Mays, Joe DiMaggio, Roy Campanella, Hank Greenberg, Ralph Kiner, Yogi Berra, Earl Averill, Jim Gilliam, Vernon Long, Gil McDougall, Joe Black, Wally Moon, Frank McCormick, Dean Chant, Phil Cavaretta, and many, many more. Old Timers Day, 1 week from tomorrow here at Shea. Cleon Jones up to lead it off now for the Mets, who trail by 1 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Candelaria with the pitch, hit on the ground through the hole into left for a base hit for Cleon Jones. Picked up out there by Richie Ziskin, played back. A single to left by Cleon Jones on the first pitch by Candelaria in the 7th inning. That is the second hit for the Mets, and Gene Clines is coming in to run for Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones still has trouble getting around on the knee, on which he had off-season surgery, so in deference to that immobility, Gene Clines is in to run for it. Joe Torre is up. Torre has struck out and had an intentional walk. Candelaria is a left-hander. He sets up now, checks the runner at first. The pitch is in for a called strike to Joe Torre. Richie Hebner was up on the grass, but on instructions from his dugout, he has retreated to a position even with the bag at third now, since Joe Torre was not bunting on the first pitch. Dave Jeske up and throwing in the bullpen now for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Candelaria's pitch hit on the ground to short. Could be a double play. Tavares gets it over to center. The relay to first. A double play. 6-4-3. Tavares to center to Stargell. 2 men out, nobody on base, and Rusty Staub is coming up. Staub has called out on strikes his first time up. He flied out to left field in the 4th inning. He's gone 0 for 2. Candelaria has been tough on left-hand batters. 6 feet 7 inches tall. Had a record of 7 wins and 1 loss at Charleston, the AAA farm club of the Pirates in the International League, when he was brought up. He was brought up when Ken Brett went on the disabled list. Candelaria into the motion. And it's in for a called strike. He's a native of New York City, Candelaria is. He's 21 years of age. Went to LaSalle High School in New York. An outstanding basketball player. Here's an 0-1 pitch, and it's in there for a call, strike 2. Rusty Staub started his swing late off and then turned quickly. They get the call of umpire John Kibler, who says it's a strike. Candelaria has struck out 5. He's walked 1. That was the intentional walk to Torre in the 4th inning. The Pirates are leading by a score of 1-0 on the 7th inning homer by Wilbur Stargell. Now the 0-2 delivery, and it's tying away for a ball, 1-2. Dave Kingman is on deck for the Mets. Mets did not get a hit until the 6th inning when Tom Seaver led off with a single up the middle. Cleon Jones led off the 7th with a base hit to left, and those are the only 2 hits that the Mets have had of John Candelaria. He reads the sign of Ketchamani Sanguillan, and here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Struck him out, strikeout number 6. Candelaria jogs to the dugout. There was a hit, but the double play erased that base runner, so there were none left. And at the end of 7, the score is the Pirates 1 and the Mets 0.
You are the one to count on. Since 1842, Schaefer has always been the one to count on. Schaefer has the rare quality of flavor that never fades, glass after glass. Schaefer is the one that always delivers. The one that came first is still the one. Schaefer, the one that comes through beer after beer.
The F&M Schaefer Brewing Company, New York, New York.
We'll be going here to the 8th inning. Tom Seaver has been in all the way for the Mets. He's struck out 8 and he's walked 1. And while he's warming up, if you'll pardon a personal reference, this is our first night back after having been out for 2 weeks with an illness. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all of those who called and wrote and otherwise sent along good wishes. And I can tell you, Certainly great to be back with you once again. Candelaria is getting a hand as he comes up here. He bats left, struck out, grounded out. Gene Klein stays in the game now in left field, having run for Cleon Jones. Gene Klein stays in the game in left. Pirates have had 4 hits, the Mets have had 2. The Pirates had one big one, the homer by Wilbur Stargell. Now the pitch set is high and away. It's got to be high to Candelaria, who is 6 feet 7 inches tall. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball right in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Rennie Stennett next in the batting order for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who have won 36 games and lost 24. Fastball is fouled off to the left side. It's 1-2. The Mets have won 32 and lost 27. Starting the night, they trailed the Pittsburgh Pirates by 3 1/2 games. They were a half game ahead of the Philadelphia Phillies. Starting play tonight, Phils are tied 3-3 against Montreal in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. Number 9 for Seaver. That equals his previous high for this season and the previous high for the Mets for this season. Rennie Stennett coming up. Had a base hit on the first pitch of the game. Off Seaver. Grounded out and popped out, sent 1 for 3. Now pitch outside for a ball. Going to the 7th inning now, Montreal has taken a 1-run lead over the Phillies by a score of 4-3. Steve Renko against Tom Underwood. Greg Luzinski hit his 15th homer for the Phillies in the first inning, a 3-run homer. He leads the National League in the homer department with 15, has 47 runs batted in. That pitch is outside 2-0. Cannon homered. Pete McCannon hit his 4th in the 6th with nobody on for Montreal to send them out in front of the Phils by 1 run. That pitch rides high. 3-0 the count now. To Rennie Stennett, Richie Hebner is on deck. Chicago and St. Louis scheduled in St. Louis. Jeff Zahn 2-3 against Bob Foy 6-5. That one was delayed because of rain. And another one was delayed in Atlanta. The Giants and Braves were delayed because of rain. That pitch is in for a called strike. Stennett got rid of the bat, started to trot down to first, and it's called back. The end of an inning, Giants nothing, Atlanta nothing. Jim Barr 6-6 against Phil Necro 6-5. Top of the 5th inning, Cincinnati Reds 1 and Houston nothing. Tom Carroll just brought up by Cincinnati, no record, against Doug Konechny, who's 4-7. The Dodgers are at San Diego. Don Sutton 11-5 against Brent Strom 0-1, swinging a ground ball, 1 big hop to third. On the grass, Torrey throws on the run in time. Sennett's out, 2 away. Richie Hebner's coming up, hit into a double play fly to center, struck out 0 for 3. The American League, the bottom of the 7th inning, Detroit 7, the Yankees 3. The Tigers got 7 runs tonight in the bottom of the 1st inning. Got rid of Rudy May in favor of Dave Fagan. Vern Rule pitching for Detroit. Greg Nettles hit his 12th home in the 6th with 1 on for the New York Yankees. Yankees came into that game having won 15 of their last 19. They pitched to Hebner inside low for a ball. Going to the bottom of the 9th inning now. It's Milwaukee 6, Cleveland nothing. Jim Slayton 4-8 against Rorick Harrison, who started for Cleveland. Don Hood in the 5th, Butsky in the 8th, LaRoche in the 9th. Bob Darwin hit his 6th home in the 1st with 1 out. That pitch is in, it's 1-1. Gorman Thomas hit his 5th in the 6th with nobody on. Red Sox got 3 runs in the top of the 9th. They lead Baltimore 3-2 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-1 pitch to Hebner, swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Bill Lee is pitching tonight for Boston. The Red Sox have won 5 in a row. Lee has won 9, lost 5 this year. Mike Torrey started for Baltimore. Jackson in the 9th, Alexander in the 9th, Grimsley in the 9th. Counts 1-2 now to Richie Hebner. Open stance at the plate. Here's Seaver's pitch. Curveball inside. And it hits Richie Hebner. Hits him on the foot of the chin, perhaps. And Hebner goes hobbling down toward first. The third batsman hit here tonight by Seaver. It was a curveball. Broke low. So Hebner's on at first with 2 men out, and Al Oliver's coming up. He's 1 for 3. Bottom of the 2nd inning, Minnesota 3, Chicago White Sox nothing. Ray Corbin 3-3 against Dave Hamlin 1-2. Time call now, and the Mets trainer Tom McKenna starts out to see about Hebner, but he's waved back. Apparently Hebner's all right. Steve Bry hit his fifth homer in the first of two on for the Minnesota Twins. Kansas City at Oakland later. The A's have won 4 in a row. Texas at California later. Action in the Met bullpen. Now the pitch to Oliver, and it is low for a ball. Tom Hall, the left-hander, and Hank Webb, the right-hander, up and throwing in the bullpen for the New York Mets. Outfield defense straight away. The pitch to Oliver. Hit on the ground to second. Ranging over to the rim of the grass. Taken by Millan. The toss to Kingman in time. Oliver has grounded out. So there was a hit batsman and one left. In the middle of the 8th inning, the score is the Pirates 1, the Mets nothing. At your Mazda dealer show.
The Miss Johnstown Diner, East Main Street, downtown Johnstown, is the place to stop for good food anytime. Try the super hot dogs with the special meat sauce, the super chili, that delicious coffee, and many other luncheon, dinner, and breakfast specials. The Miss Johnstown Diner is open 5 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday and Tuesday, 5 a.m. till midnight Wednesday and Thursday, around the clock Friday and Saturday, and till noon on Sunday. For good food anytime, see Dick D. Magistris at the Miss Johnstown Diner, East Main Street, downtown Johnstown.
Hi, this is Kurt Gowdy for the National Park Service. There's all kinds of critters living in our national parks. Everything from alligators in the swamps and glades to bears in the forests and mountains. Sure, some of them look cute, but remember they're wild animals. You're in their home. And those wild animals, large or small, can be dangerous when startled or frightened. For your family's safety, be cautious around wild animals and have a happy vacation, says the National Park Service.
The Mets still trail by a run as they come up here in the bottom of the 8th to face 21-year-old John Candelaria. Candelaria has been superb here tonight in striking out 6 and allowing only 1 walk, and that intentional. He will face Dave Kingman, John Stearns, and Mike Phillips. This is only Candelaria's 3rd Major League start. We have the attendance figures now. The paid attendance is 47,867. Total attendance in the ballpark is 49,018. The season's high came on June 7th here when 50,048 came out to see the Mets. Pitch to Kingman, swung on and popped up. Left side of the infield, Tavares is called. He's coming in behind the mound now. Tavares directly behind the mound makes the catch of the towering pop off the bat of Kingman. That brings up John Stearns. He has counted out and fouled out. Again, the paid attendance tonight, 47,867. The Mets and Pirates play here again tomorrow afternoon and again on Sunday afternoon. It's a big, big series. 2 top teams in the Eastern Division of the National League. John Stearns, right-hand batter. Candelaria with the pitch, and it's in for a called strike. Mike Phillips has moved out on deck. Mets did not get a base runner until the 4th inning. Here's a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Bullpen is staying warm in case Yogi Berra gets down to Seaver and wants to go to his bench for a pinch hitter. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's outside for a ball. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2, and it's high for a ball. 2-2 the count to John Stearns. Candelaria is taking a little breather. Smooth out the dirt on the mound. Now he looks in, picks up the sign from Sanjian, into the motion, 2-2 pitch. Swung on, foul back, it's out of play. Count holds it 2-2 now to John Stearns. Pittsburgh Pirates have been the team the Mets haven't been able to beat this year. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit on the ground through the hole in the left. A base hit for John Stearns. That's the 3rd hit for the Mets off Candelaria. Phillips goes back to the dugout now. We're going to get a hitter. We're going to get a hitter here now. 1 man out. Tying run is out at first. And they're going to get a hitter for Phillips. It's going to be Jesus Alou. Jesus Alou is coming out with 8 hits and 14 times at bat as a pinch hitter. Alou is tied for the National League lead in pinch hits with the Reds' Terry Crowley and the Expos' Jose Morales. He also has 5 runs batted in a pinch hitting role. Jesus Alou has been up 37 times, had 13 hits overall. Batted in 6 runs, and he's hitting .351. He's a right-hand batter. He's had 1 double. So we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Pirates are leading by a score of 1-0. The Mets have the tying run on the first base, and there's 1 man out. Alou is in and waiting now. Candelaria steps up onto the rubber. Turns at first. Takes his lead. Sergio hurls against him. Swinging a foul ball. It's backing out of play. Strike 1 to Jesus Alou. Jack Heidemann has come out on deck. Heidemann is on deck as a prospective pinch batter for Tom Seaver. That's high for a ball. So it's 1-1. Seaver came into this game tonight with 22 consecutive scoreless innings, had 6 before Stargell hit the homer to run it to 28. Playing a ground ball foul back at third. The all-time club record for consecutive scoreless innings by a Met pitcher is 31 2/3, set by Jerry Kuzman in 1973. So Seaver fell short of that mark tonight when Stargell homered in the 7th inning. 1-2 the count now to Alou at the plate. Candelaria with the pitch, swung on, and it's lined off the glove of Stargell into right field. Around second on his way to third is Stearns. He'll arrive there, no play. Throw goes to second. On at first is Alou with a single off the glove of Stargell and on down the line in right. So, Heidemann is coming up. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting one of the greatest DJs in this area, David A. Fox, over.
WIZR FM, Johnstown.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Ralph Kiner and Bob Murphy at Shea Stadium. The Mets have runners at first and third. Jack Heidemann is batting for Tom Seaver. And now Jesus Alou, having delivered that pitch base hit, leads the National League in pitch hits. Heidemann, right-hand batter. He's had 10 hits and 46 times at bat, hitting .217. Here's the pitch. Going on, hit in the air to left. Tagged up at third is Stearns. Richie Zisk is in fairly shallow. Now to play at the plate. Stearns is coming, and he scores as the throw is offline. Alou goes to second. The score is tied. The Mets won, and the Pirates won. Sacrifice fly, and a run batted in for Jack Heidemann. 2 men are out. Heidemann hit a fly ball into relatively shallow left field. Stearns tagged and came down the line. Zisk made the catch, but his throw was way off line. Came on in behind home plate. And, of course, Alou tagged and moved to second. The go-ahead run at second until Unser is up. Left-hand batter against the left-hand pitcher, 2 men out. Unser steps back out of the batter's box now. Candelaria was just about ready to deliver. He takes off his cap, mops his brow. This crowd is alive here now. Alou leads at second. And here's the pitch to Unser. And it is low for a ball. It's 1-0. The Mets have 4 hits and the Pirates have 4 hits. The Mets have 1 run and the Pirates have 1 run. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Felix Millan is on deck.
Candelaria looks in to pick up the sign from Manny Sanguilla. He comes set, checks back over his shoulder, pitch to Del Unser, swung on it in the air to left field. Moving over is Richie Zisk. He's waiting now. He makes the catch on the side, is retired, but the New York Mets picked up a run. They had 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. And at the end of 8, the score is the Mets 1 and the Pirates 1.
Attention mobile home owners. Are you tired of having your mobile home insurance carried through a company and agent you've never seen? If so, here's good news. The Winbart Agency now handles complete mobile home insurance through an old and respected company. And that means you get complete coverage with a local agent, here to serve your needs immediately with instant claim service. See the Winbart Agency today and get your mobile home insurance locally. That's the Winbart Insurance Agency, North Main Street in Gloversville.
I'm Richard Thomas. In the last 45 years since the Big Depression, we've learned a great deal about the care of a baby before birth. If you are pregnant, follow March of Dimes' advice. See a doctor immediately and get good prenatal care. Be good to your baby before it is born. A message with love from the March of Dimes.
Connecticut field full.
And now for the New York Mets, Jack Heidemann stays in the game, of course, at shortstop and will bat number 9. Tom Hall comes in to do the pitching, left-hander, and he will bat number 8 in the New York Mets batting order. Tom Seaver worked 8 innings. He gave up 1 run on 4 hits. He struck out 9 to tie the high by a Mets pitcher this year. Tie his previous season's high in strikeouts as well. And he walked 1 intentionally. So Seaver cannot be the winner, nor can he be the loser in this ball game. It is tied 1-1, and Tom Hall will face Stargell, Parker, and Fisk as soon as he has taken his warm-up pitches, and this game is moving to the 9th inning. Pirates have had only 4 hits in the ball game, and Stargell has had 2 of them. Tom Hall is making his 17th appearance, all in relief. He had 2 starts. He has won 1 and lost none. Had a win in a starting role against Houston back on the 3rd of June. And now Stargell is coming around. He doubled, he struck out, and he homered. He has 2 of the 4 hits that the Pirates have here tonight. Left-hand pitcher working to a left-hand batter. Stargell windmills about a time or 2. Tom Hall goes into the motion, and the pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Mets 1 and the Pirates 1. Top half of the 9th inning. Shea Stadium in New York. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, and it's lined into center. Unser can't get to it. It's a base hit. 2 hops it and plays it back, and Stargell has his 3rd base hit of the night. Leadoff hit, and Dave Parker's coming up. Struck out, and went out to first base unassisted. Brought an 11-game hitting streak into tonight's ball game, and that is on the line here in the 9th inning. Now we're going to get a runner, a pinch runner for Stargell. Art Howe is coming into the game. Art Howe is the runner, running for Stargell. Stargell, having delivered 3 base hits, retreats to the shelter of the dugout now as he is replaced by Howe. The Mets expect that Parker may very well be sacrificing. They brought Torrey in on the grass at 3rd. Tom Hall sets up. Here's the pitch. He's around the butt. Takes the pitch out. Throw to first. And scrambling back in is Howe. As the ball was gunned down there by Stearns to Kingman, who was in toward the plate along the first base line by 3 or 4 steps so that the play wasn't closed. But Howe didn't know that, and he came scrambling and scratching back in the dirt on his stomach getting back to the bag. The sacrifice was on, but the pitch was not in the strike zone. It's 1-0. Torrey in on the grass at third. Now Parker's around, and the pitch is in there for a called strike. That time he pulled the bat off the ball, and it was in the strike zone. Hall third in the breaking pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Parker. He looks down to the sign man Bob Skinner at third to see if the sacrifice is still on. Score tied 1-1, and the Pirates batting in the ninth. Nobody out, and the runner at first. Kingman holds against the runner, and then will charge. Here's the pitch. The bunt's off. The pitch is low. Parker was not bunting. He had the bat cocked. 2-1. Now he looks down to see if manager Murtaugh is alternating. Manager will do that sometimes. It's a favorable situation, not 2-1, if he wants to put the sacrifice back on. But he doesn't, and the pitch is fouled back, out of play. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So you figure the sacrifice is off as far as Parker is concerned. He's looking down to be sure. Hasn't been on the last 2 pitches, and you wouldn't figure you'd go back to it with a 2-strike count. The count is 2-2. All sets up. 2-2 pitch, swung on and hit way back and right, a foul ball out of play. He got around in front and broke his bat, actually, and pulling it back into the seats, out of play. So he is marching over to get another weapon. Talking to the bat boy as he does. Art Howe, meanwhile, takes this opportunity to loosen up. Short section of calisthenics as the base runner down at first. Tom Hall goes briefly to the rosin bag. Parker's back in. The count to him, 2 balls and 2 strikes. John Stern flashes the sign. Hall sets and deals. Pitch is high. It's 3-2. Now let's see if manager Danny Murtaugh sends the runner. Let's see if he sends Howe with nobody out. One runs the risk, of course, of a strikeout double play. That happened in the 4th inning. And Parker struck out and Oliver was thrown out running. But a circumstance just like this. Now the runner goes, and the pitch is swung on and line foul up the right field line, way back in the corner, out of play. Murtaugh did send Art Howe on the 3-2 pitch with nobody out. He is cutting back. He had rounded second, so he's cutting across the infield grass, going back to the bag at first. Count remains 3-2 to Parker. He's given 2 a long ride down into the right field corner, but in foul territory. Now Hall sets up again. Runner goes. Here's a 3-2 pitch hit in the air to right field. A base hit around second on his way to third is Howe. Throw goes to second. Runners at first and third for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They executed the hit and run play on the 3-2 pitch. The runner was off and going. And the ball was lined into right for a base hit. Dave Parker keeps his hitting streak alive at 12 consecutive games. Richie Zisk is coming up. He struck out, was hit by a pitch ball. He hit safely in 12 consecutive games earlier this year, which is the longest Pirate streak of the season, just now matched by Dave Parker. So the Pirates are making a serious bid to take the lead here in the top of the 9th inning. They have run at first and third, nobody out, so Joe Torrey has gone to the mound to have a word with Tom Hall. Let's bring Heidemann and Millan up now. That's a playing an infield in. Got to choke off the possible go-ahead run. All sets up. Runners lead first and third. Pitch to Zisk. It's low for a ball. 1-0. Zisk is followed by Manny Sanguillen in the Pirate batting order. Ken Hall sets up. Here's the pitch. It's low, and he goes behind now, 2-0. Hall goes over to the rosin bag briefly. The Pirates came into this game having won 9 of their last 11. They've been red hot, stretching out their lead in the Eastern Division. Ken Hall has the sign. This will be a 2-0 pitch to Richie Zisk. Hit on the ground, foul back of third, out of play. Runners hold at first and third, and the count goes now 2 balls and 1 strike. All has the sign. And the 2-1 pitch. Swung it on the ground over the head of Torrey to third, and the run scores. Moving on to second, Dave Parker on at first for the ground ball base hit and the run batted in. His 55th. Pirates lead 2-1, and Yogi Berra's on his way to the mound. That ball was hit hard on the ground. He took that big hop over the head of Torrey at third. He reached up, could not get it, and went out onto the left field for a base hit, a run batted in. As Art House scored from third, and so the Pirates have picked up a run off relief pitcher Tom Hall here in the top of the ninth. There is still nobody out. Yogi Berra is at the mound. Tom Hall kicking the rubber, and did just over the turn that things have taken here. And we're going to get a pitching change. We're going to get a pitching change here now as Tom Hall leaves them out and heads for the dugout. He had faced 3 batters, retired none, charged so far with 1 run on 3 hits, struck out none and walked none. And it's going to be Bob Apodaca coming in. Apodaca has appeared in 18 games, all in relief. He has won 1 and lost 1. Last time out at Montreal. Pitched the third of an inning, gave up a run on 3 hits, and was the loser, taking his first loss of the year. Apodaca getting the ride in the electric cart. Pirates are leading by a score of 2-1. Nobody out, and they have runners at first and second. So as Apodaca comes in to take his warm-up pitches, we'll take a look at the scoreboard. Montreal and the Phillies down at Veterans Stadium in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Montreal is still leading by a score of 4-3. The Mets started tonight only 2 percentage points ahead of the Philadelphia Phillies in the standings of the National League East. Steve Rinko against Tom Underwood. Greg Luzinski hit a 3-run home run, the first for the Phils, his 15th in the season to give him the National League lead in home runs. Steve McCannon hit his 4th and the 6th for Montreal. In the 3rd inning, Chicago Cubs won, St. Louis Cardinals won. That game was held up because of rain in St. Louis. Jeff Thorne against Bob Force. Jose Morales hit his 5th homer of the year. Or rather, it is Jerry Morales hit his 5th homer of the year, and the second with nobody on for Chicago. In the bottom of the 3rd, San Francisco Giants nothing, Atlanta Braves nothing. Jim Barr against Phil Necro. That one was held up because of rain. Cincinnati Reds got 5 runs in the 5th inning, and in the bottom of the 5th, it's the Reds 6, Houston nothing. Tom Carroll against Knesny. Wayne Granger in the 5th inning. Cesar Geronimo hit his 4th homer in the 5th with 2 on for Cincinnati. The Dodgers are at San Diego. That's Don Sutton, 11-5 against Brent Strom, 0-1. The American League, at the end of 8 innings of play, Detroit Tigers 10, the New York Yankees 3. Rudy Mays started for the Yanks. Dave Fagan in the 1st. Vern Rule for Detroit. Greg Nettles hit his 12th home in the 6th with a 1 on. Milwaukee beat Cleveland 6-0. Jim Clayton got the win. Roy Harrison took the loss. Now back to action here. Danny Sanguillen is coming up. Pirates have runners 1st and 3rd. Nobody out. Pirates are leading 2-1. Apodaca looks into John Stearns to pick up his sign. Sanguillen walked, grounded out, and was hit by a pitch ball. Apodaca delivers, and the pitch is in there. Fastball for a called strike. Dave Parker's the runner at second, and Richie Zisk is the runner at first for Pittsburgh. The Pirates have 2 runs on 7 hits. The Mets have 1 run on 4 hits. Apodaca again takes his sign. The Pirate runners lead at first and second. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. Curveball, and it misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Frank Tavares, the shortstop, on deck for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Apodaca's still staring in for his sign. Hasn't picked it up yet. Now he has it. But if he does, Sanguillen, a little tired of waiting, steps back out of the batter's box. This will be a 1-1. Swung on and looped out back at second. Millon goes way back. I can't get it. It's in for a base hit. Parker now moves to third and holds there. The bases are loaded. Just a little looping bloop out on the right center. Second baseman Millon went out, hopeful that he could get a glove on it. He could not. Dave Parker had to hold up to see whether or not the second baseman could make a play. And so the bases are loaded. Tavares has been called back, and Ed Kirkpatrick is apparently going to bat for him. Kirkpatrick is a left-hand batter. Tavares is a right-hand batter. Kirkpatrick's hitting .323. He had 1 homer and 4 runs batted in.
Number 23, Ed Kirkpatrick.
Bases loaded, nobody out, and Kirkpatrick is batting for Tavares. Tavares had gone 0 for 3 here tonight. Kirkpatrick coming around. Pirates making a bid for a big inning here now, top of the 9th. They're leading 2-1. Mets have to play the infield in. Kirkpatrick still just outside the batter's box. Now he comes in. Apodaca looking into John Stearns will work straight away. Pirates runners lead all around. Here's the pitch. In for a call struck. It's 0-1. John Candelaria, the pitcher, is on deck. Apodaca again has the sign. Runners leading at first, second, and third. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled out. Just got the end of the bat on it. Striking out of play, and the count goes to 0-2 to Kirkpatrick. Let's figure that there's still very much in the ball game, only 1 run behind. But they need to retire the Pittsburgh Pirates without any further damage being done if they possibly can. The bases are loaded, nobody out. A precarious circumstance. An 0-2 pitch now to Kirkpatrick. Swung on, hit way back in right field. Rusty Staub going back to the corner. It is way back there, and a foul ball in the corner at the wall. A foul ball out of play. Staub chased it on across the line. He was right to the wall at the flag, down by the 341-foot sign in the right field corner. Kirkpatrick comes back with the count continuing 0-2. That ball left the plate. There were thoughts of a possible grand slam home run. Kirkpatrick still outside the batter's box. Dave Parker, the runner at third. Richie Zisk at second. Manny Sanguillen at first. Mets are playing the infield in with nobody out. Now Kirkpatrick's in. And here's Apodaca's pitch. Swung on into second out toward the third. He is safe at third base. Stearns rifled that ball down to Troy, and Dave Parker had to go scrambling back in on a close play at third. Jack Crawford made the safe call, but they got the strikeout of Kirkpatrick at the plate. Almost turned it into a strikeout double play. Coming up now is Candelaria, the pitcher. He has struck out, grounded out, and struck out. First strikeout for Apodaca. Seaver struck out 9. That's, of course, leave the infield in. Candelaria, 6 feet 7 inches tall, left-hand batter. Apodaca off the stretch, and the pitcher's low for a ball. With the pitcher up, there's always thoughts of a squeeze. He's looking down to pick up his sign. Pirates are leading 2-1, top of the 9th. Bases loaded, 1 man out. Off the stretch now, Apodaca with the pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Candelaria taking the full swing. He looks down to Bob Skinner, the coach at third. Danny Murtaugh's sign man. He was Danny Murtaugh's left fielder in the World Championship year of 1960 at Pittsburgh. 1-1 delivery, curveball swung on and missed. Just an arm swing by Candelaria. Just an arm swing at a breaking pitch. It's 1-2. Pirates have 2 runs, 8 hits. The Mets have 1 run, 4 hits. Here's the pitch swung on and fouled off. The count holds 1-2. If you want to look ahead to the bottom of the ninth, the Mets will be scheduled to send up Felix Millan, Gene Clines, and Joe Torre. One and two, 1 man out. Bob Apodaca with the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Took a swing and a miss. Base is still loaded, 2 men out. Second strikeout for Apodaca, and Rennie Stennett will be the batter. Base is loaded now, 2 men out, so the Mets at least can drop the infield back to normal depth. Stennett had a base hit on the first pitch of the night by Seaver in the first inning. Since then, he has gone hitless in 3 trips, so he's 1 for 4. He's a right-hand batter. Stennett hitting .263. Again, now Apodaca will work straight away with 2 men out. Parker leads down the line from third. Curveball swung on and missed. He missed that one by 2 feet. Big breaking curveball is 0-1. Missed it because as he took his stride, he pulled, and it was a big breaking curveball away from it. 0-1. Here's the count now to Stennett. Runners lead all around. Fastball, and it drifts up the alley in left center field in for a base hit. 1 run is scored. 2 runs have scored. Sanguillen is around third. He'll score. On the way to third now is Rennie Stennett. He pulls into the triple and 3 runs batted in. The Pirates are leading by a score of 5-1. Well, Apodaca went to his fastball. It was an 0-1 pitch. He led off with the curveball, went to his fastball, and it was ripped up the alley in left center. It went all the way to the wall. A triple, 3 runs batted in. And the Pirates lead by a score of 5-1. Two of those runs are charged against Tom Hall. That's in for a call strike. So the book is closed on Hall. He faced 3 batters, retired nobody, gave up 3 hits and 3 runs. Struck out none, walked none, of course. Richie Hebner at the plate. Stennett leads at third. Here's a swing and a drive. Deep right, but right there is Rusty Staub. Makes the catch and the side is retired. As the Pittsburgh Pirates picked up 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 1 left. In the middle of the ninth, the score is the Pirates 5 and the Mets 1. Millan has gone 0 for 2 in the sacrifice tonight. The left-hander deals, and the pitch is taken high for a ball. That pitch is high, 2-0. Tony Sanguillen has called time and gone to the mound for a word with the young Pirate left-hander, John Candelaria, who has struck out 6 and walked 1 here tonight, limiting the Mets to 1 run on 4 hits. Now a pitch that is in there for a strike. It's 2-1. Swing and a foul ball back to first. It's going to loop into the stands, out of play. Nobody on, nobody out. The Mets are batting in the bottom of the ninth inning. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and foul back. It's out of play. Count holds at 2-2. Gene Clines is next in the batting order for the Mets. Outfield defense shaded to right. There's a swing and a fly ball to deep left. Drifting back is Ricky Fisk. He's there, and Fisk puts it away. One man out for the Mets here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Gene Clines is coming up. Came on as a runner in the seventh inning for Cleon Jones and stayed in the game. Right fielder Dave Parker is being shortened up from the dugout of the Pirates. Clines, of course, came to the Mets from the Pirates. Playing a ground ball to short. Mario Mendoza is over up with it. Makes the throw to first in time. Two away, and quickly the Mets are down to their last out of the ball game. Joe Torre coming up. He struck out, was walked intentionally, and grounded into a double play. So he's 0 for 2 for the night. Bottom of the eighth inning, the Expos are still leading the Phils by a score of 4-3. If that game stays that way, of course, the Mets will retain their position in second place in the Eastern Division since they started the night 2 percentage points ahead of the Philadelphia Phillies. A Pirate loss and a Met loss would leave them right there. Here's a pitch in for a call strike to Torrey. The 0-1 delivery. Swung on and foul back. 0-2 now to Joe Torrey. Mets started tonight 3 1/2 games back of the Pittsburgh Pirates. A victory with the Pirates tonight, of course, would give them a full game over the Mets and stretch that lead to 4.5. Here's an 0-2 pitch. Swung on, broken back ground ball to third. Hebner has it so long toward Kirkpatrick. In time, and the ball game is over. And John Candelaria, 21 years of age, a native of New York, has his first Major League victory, and he's getting congratulations all around from the Pirates. In the ninth inning, nothing across. We'll be back in a moment with the final summary and totals. Right now, the final score of the game is the Pirates 5 and the Mets 1. Well, fans, there's a great triple header at your Mazda dealers now.
200 years, 200 years has given us something deep inside, has given Marines a reason for pride, pride in ourselves, pride in the Corps, and pride in all our Marines, transformed.
Looking for a few good men for 200 years has taught us a lot about what you want. Good jobs, good pay, education, travel. But we Marines know any other service can offer you the same good benefits. So what's the difference? This. We are the Marines. There isn't another outfit like us in the world. We've been doing things differently for 200 years now, and we're proud of it. Go for pride. See a Marine recruiter.
200 years, 200 years.
It was a battle between the veteran Tom Seaver on the mound for the Mets and the very young John Candelaria on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Seaver came into the game with 22 consecutive scoreless innings, and in his last 5 outings, he had 5 complete game victories. So they rocked along, Seaver and Candelaria. Pittsburgh Pirates got a base hit early when Rennie Sinner singled on the first pitch, and then Willie Stargell doubled to lead off the second inning. But still, the Pittsburgh Pirates could not score off Tom Seaver in those early innings, and John Candelaria was holding the Mets completely at bay as he went through the batting order in order the first time around, not allowing a hit or a base runner. That's got their first base runner on an error by shortstop Phillips in the 4th inning. However, they did not score there, and Candelaria still had things pretty much under control. The Mets did not get a base hit until Tom Seaver led off with a ground ball up the middle in the 6th inning. Second baseman Rennie Sinnott went over behind the bag, came up with the ball, tried to make a play at first, but not in time to get Seaver, who had the base hit. So any thoughts of a no-hitter for Candelaria went winging right in. Meanwhile, with one man out, in the seventh inning, Seaver faced Willie Stargell. Now, Seaver had struck out Stargell with 3 fastballs in the fourth inning. Started him off with the curveball, got a swing and a miss. Then came with the fastball, and Stargell hit it over the right field fence to send the Pirates out in front with a 1-0 score. But the New York Mets battled back to tie the game, getting a run in the eighth inning when, with one man out, John Stearns singled. Jesus Alou got a base hit that made him the National League's leading pinch hitter when he singled off the glove of Stargell on down the line and right, and Stearns raced to third. Jack Heidemann batted for Seaver, lost in a sacrifice fly to left, after which Stearns tagged and scored. So it was a 1-1 ball game. Of course, Seaver was out of the game, and Tom Hall came in relief. He gave up 3 consecutive base hits, and then he went out in favor of Bob Apodaca. Apodaca coming on in the ninth inning. He struck out consecutive batters, but then Rennie Sinnott tripled to drive in 3 runs for the Pittsburgh Pirates to give them 4 for the inning, and so they won it by a score of 5-2. Candelaria gets the win. He's 1-1. Tom Hall takes the loss. He's 1-1. The Pirates 5 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. The New York Mets 1 run on 4 hits and no errors. We'll be back with a word about our next Mets broadcast in just 1 minute.